Well, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to
the 24th of December. It is Christmas Eve day, and welcome. I have nobody to really celebrate Christmas with, so it's just another day for me. Yay. Anyway, though, thumbs up, greetings. Real quick, I went walkies, so the Shelton, Washington weather plague rat and spider report. The whole walkies thing is just about the weather, of course. But for the, well, we'll start with the spider report. There are no gangly leg spiders anywhere that I can see anymore. They are around because when I do see them, they're usually pretty sizable, which means, they are eaten, they're running around, they're there. Spiders are everywhere. And the garden spider in the corner is still there. Thumbs up for that. I really, before she dies or moves on because of age and time, I should record her with the video cam. So I'm going to try and do that today. Thumbs up for that. Plague rat report. Well, I can't remember what day it was. If it was last night or the night before or whatever, I was in Safeway and there was just this one person standing there, no mask, in the middle of everything. I must have been the day before and I talked about it. And then the reason I'm really bringing this up is because down in comments someone said, it's like, what happens when you see someone without a mask? You give them the eye. And I was like, no, I treat people that aren't wearing a mask as if they're lepers. I just go as fast as I can, and if I see them, I look away and steer far away. I stay well away from them. I mean, in a way it doesn't help because recycled air in stores, but yeah, I treat them like the lepers they are. Don't be a plague rat in the middle of a plague. Thumbs up for that. And of course, weather, it was cold. Oh my gosh, so cold last night. Past freezing. By the time when I left, it was really cold, but not anything frozen. By the time I got back, there was ice on everything, and pools of water were starting to get ice on the edges. So it was past freezing. It was cold, but I still just wear a summer jacket. It's just a jacket, and then I just zip it up and keep it rolled down to here, and I'm more than warm. So thumbs up for that. Which, now that part of the story is over, oh my gosh, I don't understand my body. I don't understand what's happening with my body, because last night I had taken, before I went to bed, all the things that I normally take. I mean, I had taken magnesium during the day. I had taken a lot of potassium at various points during the day. I took a multivitamin, so I had everything that was in me, and it was good. And as I was going to bed, my legs were fine. There were just minor little tweaks and twitches inside of them, but it was nothing compared to what it normally is. It was good, and I fell asleep. Now, I have my window and my door open now when I'm in bed, so there's at least some breeze. I have a fan blowing on me. I have a single sheet and a single fleecy blanket. And quite often, it is still too hot. Part of that is we have radiant heating, and with my housemates, they like to have heat. Heat moves upward, and so it's a little bit too warm at night. And on the other hand, I also have a foam mattress, and foam retains heat. And so, So last night, about 1:30 in the morning, I wake up. I am almost uncomfortably warm, but my legs are starting to do the old pull down and cramp thing. So I pull them upward. Now, normally it feels like my muscles are made out of Play-Doh, and they don't really want to move, but they will. They just go, what? And it feels squishy and weird, but they'll all pull up. This time I did that, and they started to pull up and cramp in that direction. At which point I started to wake up going, oh no. Because immediately that muscle in my right upper thigh started to cramp up, and bam, I was wide awake. So I dealt with that because if I drive my fingers hard into the body of the muscle that's cramping, it will uncramp. I don't know why that works, but it does. And so I got that done so I could quickly flip over. And even though I was on my other side, that was still not enough, and my leg was starting to cramp up again. I realized at that point I was also really too hot, and I was just right at the point where I was going to start sweating. So I pulled the fleecy blanket off of my body, and I just had the sheet on, at which point my right upper thigh muscle went, okay, and relaxed entirely. And then my calf muscles just went, oh, all right, and relaxed entirely. So I had heat-based cramping in my legs? The heat makes my muscles and my legs cramp? It's not entirely, but as soon as I took that blanket off and only had on the sheet, my legs just went, oh, thank you. So about 2 hours later, we was really close to time to wake up, but I was starting to get uncomfortably cold. So I think if I pulled the top of the fleecy blanket over so that the top comes and covers my shoulders, and then it slides downward so it only covers like half of my upper body, and then not my, body from my waist downward, just having a sheet. That might work. Because once that was done, as soon as the heat went down and I stopped being uncomfortable, my legs just relaxed and I was able to fall back to sleep like that. Oh boy. Thumbs up. Yay. Also, on the side, there's a couple really weird things. One thing I really think is really cool, there's one channel I watch called Professor Dave Explains, and it's just a guy, but he knows a lot, and he talks about science stuff. He's been doing, among a whole bunch of other things, a series on fungus mycology. Very, very cool. First video on it, I was going to say episode, but really it's, his first video on it was just a quick overview. But the last one was talking about how people are able to look at the various parts of it and then be able to identify what branch that particular mushroom is. And of course, the mushroom that you see is just like the apple on an apple tree. That's just the fruit. It's to give off spores so it can reproduce. The actual fungus itself is underground. And I learned more, and it's really, really cool. So I'm going to give a quick overview, but look up Professor Dave Explains on his stuff on mycology. But the various parts I looked up and I hadn't understood fully because it was just really quick, but he explained further. It's a silly word, but the smallest part, the growing part, the actual living part of the whole fungus thing is called the hyphae. It's just the actual fungus stuff itself. And when the mycelium is just the hyphae highway, as the hyphae go everywhere, so that's the mycelium. The actual fungus that you see as a mushroom and what you're eating is just tightly packed bundles of hyphae. That stuff that runs underground, except no, this is tightly packed tubes of hyphae. I was like, okay, very cool. But even in now, with people that understand mushrooms and fungus and all this, many, many times the only way they can identify a particular type of fungus is not even by looking at it. They have to put it on paper to collect the spores and then take a look at the spore colors and then try and deal with it on that and figure it all out. And if you have like trypophobia and you are like freaked out by holes and things, heard noises outside, There are a lot of funguses that you would really be grossed out by, because the spore part of the fungus, there's a couple different types. There's the most common type that we see for like sale is the one with the gills underneath. And those things, those are the things that spray out the spores and all that. So the gill types. The ones that would cause the, ooh, I really don't like that, is the one that have pores, where it's literally just holes, and the spores come out of the holes in that. So it's a solid spongy substance with all these pencil lead upwards and such type holes punched into it, and it's really weird looking, but there you go. But if you're interested in this stuff, and it is cool, you should look it up. It's Professor Dave Explained in his mycology thing. I'm watching it and learning and being quite fascinated, because respect the fungus. Holy smokes. He talks about mold, and well, there's other channels that talk about mold. I was learning a whole bunch, watching a whole bunch of channels on mycology. I just think it's neat. Definitely a thumbs up. But yeah, mold is a very frightening type of fungus, but that's okay. I do want to talk about my bone-hurting juice world because of the Dwarlin that I have on that, of the elven characters that are a mix of meat and mycology, and as they get older there's less and less meat in their bodies. You know, it's just replaced by fungal mass, and those are, it's really different. I got all sorts of words on that, but I also want to talk about other things, because I talked about the heat and I talked about this. Another personal thing that I wanted to mention, I really ramble. I damaged my back pretty severely as a nurse's aide. This is why I am disabled. I hurt myself so badly I can't carry things. I am in a lot of pain. Couple that with fibromyalgia on top of all the nerve damage and muscle damage, I am disabled. I cannot stand in place for 20 minutes or I am done for the day. I have to sit. I can go walkies when I fill myself up with THC, but after I've gone for 2 hours on a walk, that's it for 8 hours. I am done. I can't pick up and carry anything more than like 10-15 pounds without intense pain in my back, arms, legs, and more. So it's, but on top of all that, one of the things that I had to deal with, and I'm so glad I don't now, is restless leg syndrome. I've mentioned this before. It is, the name doesn't sound like what it really is. It sounds like, oh, your legs want to move while you're trying to sleep and your legs keep kicking. It's like, no, restless leg syndrome, actual restless leg syndrome, is you're trying to, you lie down and you try to go to sleep, but it feels like there are ants crawling all under your skin on your entire body, but you only feel it in your calves. And someone has punched you in the nose hard, but you feel it in your calves. And there's an electrical shock, bad, but you only feel it in your calves. And someone has taken one of these, wire brushes, and they're running it down through the center of your bone. And you feel all of that inside of your calves. So you have to move your legs. That makes the feeling go away for a tiny bit. There are meds that you can take for this, but it's two ways you can primarily have this: genetically or through nerve damage. And when I injured my back for 12 years, I had this so bad that there are times I could not lie down, I could not sit, I could not stand or walk without those feelings. You may notice that's all three positions that the human body takes. So it was bad. But after a time, I could stop taking the medication as long as I was taking an opiate. After a time, I was able to stop taking the opiate. My nerves have healed to the point that that has gone away, thank God. I still have, if I go out walkies and I don't take an anti-inflammatory, it inflames my nerves and I will get those feelings, but there is no mental part of it. when you have restless leg syndrome, there is also a mental component. You get massive anxiety. When my nerves are inflamed, my legs are bad, I don't feel comfortable, I have to go to bed, but I can lie down and I can sleep. When I'm moving, when I'm lying down, that feeling is gone and there is zero mental component. It's just, oh, my nerves are inflamed, my legs are bad, I gotta go to bed. I can deal with that. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. My whole hand motions there were making me laugh. I am not reading the comments right now. I'm going to be reading them later, thanking you and thumbs up and commenting on as many people as I can. But for right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. So good, bad, and different. You took the time. Thank you very much. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language on the fingers of this hand with my depression and more, I'm sometimes like I can remember what my own name is. So we have The Fluffy Dog. Thumbs up and thank you. We have Gian, G-I-A-N Leonardo. Thumbs up and thank you. Rebecca Palmer. Appreciated. The Mammoth. Greatly appreciated. Brutish Wing 2.0. Good to see you in the comments. Confused Owl 29 as well. Good to see you too. We have AYY Lamau. Thumbs up. Vitali. Greatly appreciated. Insignificant Nick. It's good to see you in the comments as well. Presley Berg. Thumbs up. Uno Allah. Thumbs up. James Bretno. Greatly appreciated. STFU, you're not worth anything. Heck of a name there. Russian Timing, always good to see you in the comments. Gentle Flames, thumbs up. Tommy Nelson, good to see you. Colin Reisner, greatly appreciated. Brian Mayorga, thumbs up. Noah Genevieve Brown, I am so very, very sorry. I am so very sorry. Here's hoping things, well, it won't get better, but I am sorry. Kapaki, good to see you in the comments. Sebastian Ferris, thumbs up, and good to see you in the comments. Christopher Thomas, thumbs up. Did I already thank you? If I have, now you have too. If I haven't, good to see you in the comments. Melissa Ramirez, good to see you in the comments, definitely. We have Momoka_B, and good to see you in the comments, definitely. And Yo Snerd, it's been a time, good to see you in the comments. Thank you all so very much. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Definitely a thumbs up. My greetings to absolutely everybody, whether I could thank you or not. It is appreciated. If you could check out my various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe. No, I don't. Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out financially without sending money, I have a PayPal link down. Without sending money through the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, I have an Amazon wishlist link as well, with things like cat food and hamster bedding, silly things, not silly things. If you could check it out, that would be very, very cool. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart, where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definite thumbs up. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell and the subscription button, that would be awesome as well. Definitely a thumbs up. Oh, my favorite phrase of the day. Definitely a thumbs up. The lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment. Long story. Just to cut it short. Do not disappoint. The lobster hat wearing duck head of judgment. I'm running long today. And Black Lives Matter. And justice for everybody, the jackbooted, brown-shirted fascist thugs in police uniforms who keep brutalizing and murdering American citizens in their homes and on the streets. So please wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, stay at home unless you have to. If you go out, practice your social distancing. You don't want to get sick. It's not good. Definitely not. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. Practice as much self-care as you can, and be as creative as possible.